Bram Voogel, Digital Execution Practice Lead EMEA at Mendix. Thank you for joining us ahead of the Digital Transformation Expo in Amsterdam, where you will be participating. We'll be talking about the ins and outs of digital transformation projects here. But before we start on that, can you just tell us a little bit about yourself, your career to date, and what you do at Mendix, first of all?
Yeah, so I'm Bram. For the past 10 years, I've been working for Mendix. It's a Siemens digital industries company, trying to help to shape the future of low-code based in the Netherlands. Over 30 years in IT, and I'm now the lead of the EMEA digital execution practice. And we try to guide our clients to unlock their potential on the platform, turning their ambitions into reality, which means that I'm focusing on all the different parts of around the technology, like the change management, like the people, like the enablement and training.
Okay, great. Thank you. I mean, digital transformation is a mature concept today, but it's still often easier said than done. I mean, one recent study I saw said in the UK public sector, for example, 75% of organizations are yet to fully implement their strategies. So let's start there, I guess. What first of all needs to be considered before starting upon a digital transformation initiative, and what are the key challenges?
Yeah, so the key challenges are around the people. I think that's just those are the most challenging. How to change them, how to make them go in the right direction, having the right vision. So what we try to do is really help them to assess where they're struggling. And so we have a digital maturity tool that we use. It's called Compass, and then we identify those areas where they need to improve in order to help them further and create that plan and help our customer success managers execute that plan according to that assessment that we do.
Okay, great. Thank you. And there is the kind of the technological challenge with digital transformation, and then there's the cultural challenge as well. I mean, I saw you made a presentation at a recent customer success event. One part showed this hidden technology adoption impact as opposed to technology selection. So you select low code, cloud, AI, etc. But it's easy to forget about these other factors, leadership, business, IT collaboration, and so on. Is it a mistake for organizations to look at the technology and the cultural side as separate mountains to climb?
No, that's of course that's a mistake. I think they need to be tied together. So if you want to use a certain technology, and this goes for any technology that you want to implement, it's always new for the organization. Sometimes they have used similar technologies in the past, but I think that's it's in most cases it's new. And especially in our case, low-code, not a lot of companies have a fully implemented low-code strategy. So you really want to look at everything that surrounds it, like the people, like the cultural resistance that people might have. But you also want to be able to identify the right use cases for the technology. And this is where we need to help our customers. And also identify what are the necessary outcomes. And so not only focusing, okay, I've implemented the technology, that's great, but after that, I also want to be able to measure what is the impact of that technology in certain ways. Do I work faster by using this technology? Do I have less issues with developing the software? Is my team happy? So all those kinds of things needs to be measured.
Yeah, absolutely. And you have a sort of digital execution manual, don't you, which is almost like the Bible for a lot of what we're talking about here. And there are the 5 Ps, aren't there, that you go about? Could you just explain what those are and sort of go through them?
Definitely, yeah. So the 5 Ps are part of our digital execution framework that we use at our customers, and they're also part of the tools that I just mentioned. And so it's really our basis. So these are 5 pillars that are very important. So let's start with the first one is people. So you need the right people to execute. You need to train those people. You need to be able to use the technology, but also then need to collaborate in the right manner. And you need to have the right sponsorship and ownership at the customer side. Then you have the second P, which is a portfolio, as choosing the right use cases for the technology that you have at hand, and how do these use cases fit into the broader portfolio. I think is very important. Then we have process. We talk a lot about governance performance, but also about the processes around development. We have a low-code development platform, so it's all about, okay, how can you improve the development, which means working agile, working scrum, those kind of things. And then we have an important piece, platform. How does our technology relate to all the other technologies that the company has? And how do they interact? How do they integrate? And how do you architecture that in the right way? So this is a more technical P, I would say. And then last but not least, we have a promotion P, which means okay, you set a vision in your company for the technology, and how do you promote that vision inside the company? How do you get more use cases? How do you create a community, a center of excellence within your company to execute the technology at hand? And that's I have to be honest that fifth P is often overlooked, and we see this also in the scans that we do with our customers, that the promotion part of things are overlooked, and we need to pay attention to that. Yeah? Whether it's capturing more value, promoting that value, or creating that vision and sharing that vision in a broader organization. Those are very important steps.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. Because I was going to ask you about getting the balance right in digital transformation projects between kind of the short and the long term. A lot of challenges companies have arise from sort of scalability, going from pilots to full scale production. You mentioned that the promotion side of it is very much overlooked. Is that a key part of getting that right from the pilot to production side of it, or are there any other elements of the 5 Ps that could fit into that as well?
Yeah, so if you run a pilot, you immediately start promoting that. So and you do celebration with people who have created that pilot. Of course, you need to select the right use cases for that pilot. So you need to create immediate impact, immediate value. And so what we try to aim for in the beginning is we look at use cases that are easy to build in the beginning, so people can learn and they don't have to do. It doesn't take a long time, but we can still create impact with that first use cases, and then we start celebrating that and promoting that. So show to the rest of the company what this pilot has brought them, and look for more impact. So I think that's a part where the promotion part comes in. What we also try to do in the beginning for that first use cases, we also assess the value of those use cases, really making it insightful on the business and the IT side where the value lies. Is it faster development? Is it replacing maybe existing technology that saves some money? Or is it on the business side, creating more efficiency, creating more revenue? We really want to capture that and promote that inside the organization. So yeah, the ball starts rolling and we get more people attracted to the technology.
Great, thank you. Another way of breaking this down is through sort of IT value versus business value. So you have the IT impact in terms of development savings, ops savings, increased velocity. Then you have the business impact of process improvements, new revenue generation, risk avoidance, and so on. Again, do companies sometimes get this aspect confused, or maybe do some organizations have difficulty separating the two or understanding maybe the combination of the two and the overall business value? Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, of course. If you talk about low code platform, it's important the business and IT collaboration, you get that right. So the reason is, of course, at the end you want to create outcomes for the business. Yeah, so the business is the most important. So we start usually with that when we do a value assessment. But don't forget the IT value, because the IT value can also bring a lot. Like the things you mentioned are specific for our technology. Like increased velocity, lower development costs, and those are really important, and things that these to point out. But they also interact with each other. So an increased velocity could lead to faster business value implementation, because you can create the use cases faster and implement them faster and bring them to production faster because of that. So they also, although you can separate them, they're also interrelated in that sense. So I try to explain to the customers that both sides are important and that they also interact And then you make it really clear that, okay, this is the IT value, this is the business value, and this is how it interacts with each other. Does that make
Great,
sense?
thank you. Yeah, no, that makes perfect sense. Thank you. I mean, let's talk about the day-to-day IT processes of an organization, because I think a lot of it as well, I suppose it relates to keeping things running, keeping the lights on while this transformation project is commencing. Again, do companies neglect or forget about the day-to-day IT, or the need to attach a transformation initiative to the day-to-day processes of IT?
Yeah. So again, even in a digital transformation, it's still IT. So we still need to take care of the things that we develop, even if it's new initiatives. I think it's really important to keep that in mind. So taking care of that and making sure that it really fits into the normal IT strategy is very important. Whether it's the security that needs to be taken care of, whether it's the logging, whether it's is looking at all the other IT stuff that the compliance stuff that we need to take care of. So even for digital transformation, this is still important, but we also want to make sure that we speed these things up, so we don't spend too much time on integrations, on these security issues. So we've tried to establish a platform where we make it easier to deal with those types of aspects, but still, really being part of the normal IT operations. And that's of course sometimes a fine balance between speed and fitting into the normal service organization of a company.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'll get on to Mendix specifically in a moment, but just quickly, Ram, if I want to ask you about AI and the impact of that has been on these sort of projects, because everybody's doing it, but I suppose almost like regardless of the technology, the same principles still apply. Is there a sense, in your opinion or in your experience, that you've dealt with companies that people are maybe getting carried away with AI, or how, without sort of going back to these sort of first principles that we spoke about? How are you assessing that?
Yeah, for me, AI, and it's a special technology that will come our way. I think it will have a lot of impact in different aspects, also on the low-code development. So are we rapidly changing also into an AI assisted platform? So I think this is where AI comes in. But also for AI, it becomes really important that we select the right use cases, that we do the right things with AI. And this is also where Mendix can help, obviously, because with Mendix you can also include AI in a much easier way. We even will support creating agents with Mendix, and then include them in the application technology. So I think we can tap into a lot more AI use cases and imagine new possibilities with AI. But also on the development side, we will speed up. So everyone is saying, okay, but AI will also maybe we generate code with AI, and then we have no need maybe for a low-code platform. Well, that is not the case, to my opinion, because you still need to be able to interpret what's being built. And with Mendix, it's a lot easier to interpret what the outcomes is, what you generate with AI. So AI will be very important to assist us to create better technologies, but it will also be very important to understand what AI is doing, and does it adhere to all the things that we mentioned earlier on the operation side, on the security side, and on the compliance side. And that's sometimes overlooked, I think, when people talk about AI. And I don't think a lot of companies are yet successful implementing AI in the right way. So this is where Mendix also can help.
Okay, great. Thank you. So those things that you've mentioned there as well, you mentioned the Compass platform earlier on. So just tell me a little bit, in your role as the leader of the digital execution practice, how does Mendix do things differently in this space compared to other low-code providers in the market? What initiatives do you have, and how do you do it differently?
Yeah, so we not only offer this low-code platform, so I think that there's many companies who offer a low-code platform where you can easily create and visually develop applications. But we also have this, what we call this digital execution framework that we talked about. And this digital execution framework looks at other stakeholders than only the developers. So it's not only the technical people that can use our platform, but it's also program managers, architects. They can also be included in the development platform. And this is also why we created Compass, which is doing maturity scans, but also for strategic alignment with the customer, value tracking, but also creating that plan that we need to execute upon the technology. So creating a digital execution plan is really key for Compass, and our CSMs then can easily support our customers in guiding them, and we call them Sherpas, helping them up that mountain that they need to cross, and that's really key for our methodology, that we have this platform in place, that we have these tools in place to help our customers, and that's that they can faster adopt the technology in an easier way and more cost effective.
Okay, great. Thank you. And finally, Bram, you'll be speaking at the Digital Transformation Expo Europe event. What will you be looking to speak about without giving too much away, I suppose? And what do you hope attendees will learn from the message that you're going to get across at the event?
Yeah, so what I will be telling, we are included in the digital panel where we talk about some of the lessons of this technology adoption. Where do we struggle? In which areas do we struggle sometimes with customers, and how do we overcome? But we also talk about how we measure what we have accomplished. So I think this is, and how do we communicate it that effectively, and how it is to build a scalable digital execution practice at our customers. So those are key things that we're going to talk about in our panel.
Okay, great. And finally, I suppose, what advice would you give to companies who are, I suppose a lot of them are going to be attending the event and sort of maybe they're struggling to see where to start, I guess. They have this map in front of them and not sure where to start first. What advice would you give to companies and leaders who are in that position?
Yeah, so I would really definitely recommend them to read our digital execution manual, which is available online. I think that's a really great starting point. It talks about those 5 Ps that we've talked about, but it will also talk about what we call start, structure, scale. And what we mean with this, or in start, structure, scale, you don't boil the ocean in the beginning. You start slowly and structuring it more, establish governance, scale architecture, and then you go to a more scaling phase where you drive enterprise-wide adoption. But it should be these gradual steps that you take with the technology, and this is basically part of our methodology, that we really want to make sure that the companies do the right things in the right steps, and that's key. And we have customers examples like Schwarz Group or Siemens that have really adopted it in a broader manner, but they also started small and started from ideation to implementation small, and then built the center of excellence in their company to really go to that scale phase. So that's this is where I would start. Read that digital execution manual and then go from there. And if you want to learn more about it, just talk to us at the booth. We have this 20 years of knowledge that we can share with you, and to be successful.